What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, I am super excited about the next 3 days at the channel because we're going to do something that we have never done before in the last 8 years of covering Marvel movies. We're actually going to do a 3-part series where today in part 1 and tomorrow's part 2, we are going to cover 2 specific Easter eggs that are officially revealed and hidden by Marvel. One, they just revealed recently. The other, they've been working on since pretty much the beginning of the MCU. Then in part 3, that'll come out on Friday, we're going to do an entire Avengers Doomsday plot breakdown as we have figured out based on the Easter eggs, the videos we're going to cover over the next 2 days. So stay tuned for all 3 parts, but today we've got to talk about the recent official reveals Marvel Studios has given us of Doctor Doom. One in the form of a blow-up graphic in HD on the side of an expo in China, the other in the form of a laser show. But what if I told you that these 2 reveals on the same weekend, and really the only official reveals we have for Marvel as far as a preview for Avengers Doomsday, each have a hidden Easter egg that coincide with each other. And what's more, it actually tells us what Doctor Doom has been up to and what his plan is for Avengers Doomsday. We're breaking it all down, Marvel's officially revealed but hidden Easter eggs for Avengers Doomsday. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. Sincerely, I appreciate it. We're growing again at a great pace. But if you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to hit the sub button. It's the #1 thing you can do to support us. Plus, it'll earn you for the giveaways. In fact, we'll announce a brand new winner for Fire and Ash tickets at the end of the video. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment, stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, the day before the laser show would be shown on the Shanghai Expo floor, and months ago, we saw this official image of Doctor Doom released from Marvel and Disney, portraying what Doctor Doom's armor will look like in the upcoming Doomsday. That's Robert Downey Jr. in that armor. And when we did a full breakdown of this costume, we pointed out plenty of details that made it seem like to us, not only had Doctor Doom fought, but probably bested several Avengers already. We pointed out details like on his arm, it appears as though he's wearing one or a couple of Shang-Chi's 10 rings, and the emblems where his cloak is attached over the breastplate seem to portray both Mjolnir and Captain Marvel's star. Now, while we may have been wrong about that star on the other emblem, that may be the Star of Latveria, we were right about his costume having several details from Avengers, because in that laser show the next day, we would also see very Iron Man-like repulsors in his hands. Certainly, he has borrowed a lot of tech and or artifacts from the heroes he's fought in the past. But what caught my attention in the last week or so, and again with all of these insane AI leaks hitting social media of quote-unquote Avengers Doomsday behind-the-scenes shots, is that every single AI reinterpretation of this costume clearly portrayed what is a key holding his belt together. One of the details we missed in our first breakdown of all of the details of his costume. Now, at first glance, a key on his belt buckle doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, right? He does have a castle in Latveria. Surely he needs a lot of keys. Or maybe this is a key to a prisoner that he has chained up in his dungeon. Or maybe in the laser show they showed the next day, they actually presented us with a structure with an enormous keyhole for that key to fit, and it's the key to none other than Battleworld. And how we know this structure is Battleworld, or his attempt at recreating a reality such as made up of parts of other timelines, is that the animation in the laser show leading up to this structure being presented is him using his fist to bring together tons of shards, pieces of broken multiverse, like we saw very clearly portrayed during the What If series, together, and then all within one, this monolith that has a huge keyhole for presumably the key that's on his belt. Now, what I think is most interesting about this is that it's a lot for him to try to accomplish during Avengers Doomsday, and even more to the point, do you think Marvel Studios is going to give away the end of the film or show us a scene like this from the end of Avengers Doomsday in their very first reveal in the form of a laser show and before the first trailers even dropped? Absolutely not. And I think having this key be a part of his costume alongside all of these other what might be trophies of beaten Avengers actually says quite a lot about what he's been up to. I don't think he's attempting to make this structure and compile it during Doomsday. That would be too much to do. He's going to be busy fighting the Avengers and finishing his plan. This is what he's been up to leading up till now. He's been building this battle world. I think the key on his belt and the structure already presented means to me that he's been working on this for years, maybe even decades, and he's not on the start of his conquest. Rather, he's been at this for quite some time and is looking to take the final steps. Now, what the impetus for that is, why we are now running into Doctor Doom, I think that that's very clearly as a consequence of what's been happening and during the Multiverse Saga. as we'll be discussing in upcoming videos, some things may have forced his hand, and it's a little different than what we experienced with Thanos enduring the Infinity Saga. I see it asked a lot why Thanos didn't just go after the stones himself from the beginning, why he would use the likes of Loki or Ronan, characters that he probably thought were below his power level and intelligence. Why would he gift Loki an Infinity Stone and the Scepter, not tell him there's a stone there in order for him to get the Tesseract, which was another stone? Ultimately, what Thanos was doing was trying to hide the fact that he wanted to bring them all together. He thought by having a division of labor of sorts with different villains going after the stones that no one would be any of the wiser. He also knew that if it was just him showing up collecting stones, others who may choose to stand against him may figure out his plan long before he has a chance to do so, and that's when he finally decides to do it. It's a smash and grab. He knows he's racing against the clock to get all of the stones together before enough heroes from across the universe can stand against him. It's actually a strategic plan. I think with Doctor Doom, what we're going to see is a lot more of an emotional endeavor. Thanos definitely tried to say it was not about emotion at all, that it was about pure facts, science, and the will to do what he thought was the right thing. With Doctor Doom, it's going to be completely selfish, probably desperate, and if any of the leaks and rumors are true, all surrounding the fact that he lost his family, he's trying to remake a reality where they're there. And I know that might sound like a light retread of what we already saw with Wanda early in the Multiverse Saga, but let's face it, when you have a character that's as narcissistic as Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom has presented in the comics over the decades throughout publishing, he will do whatever it takes. Machiavellian in the total sense of the term. The ends completely justify to him what are the means, and that's why when you see characters like Doctor Strange and Wanda pay the consequences of using the Darkhold, realizing the error of their ways and allowing basically both of them to be killed so that they don't exist anymore, so that they don't pose a threat, you will never get that kind of capitulation out of Doctor Doom. It's the whole essence of his character, and really, again, what's going to make for a different kind of villain than Thanos. He may be sympathetic in that he sees what he's doing is right, but at the end of the day, it will be totally emotionally driven and a lot more desperate, a lot more emotional and uncalculated, more chaotic than Thanos ever was. They are definitely distinctly two different villains. However, it's worth pointing out that we went through a very extended arc with Loki, watching him become Loki, God of Stories, and the amount of time it took the mastery over his power for someone who was already a god seems like it would be an extraordinary, if not impossible feat for someone to accomplish if they started as a mortal human being like Victor Von Doom. And in that, I think there are probably a couple of pieces of his plan that he either didn't work out, couldn't account for, or had worked out, but now what's happened during the Multiverse Saga has changed everything. And that's where we will pick up with part 2 tomorrow, and what I think is Marvel's longest running Easter egg. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Do you think this key that is very clearly on his belt is the key to what we think is Battleworld? Does this all make sense? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, let's give away another round of the Fire and Ash tickets. Congratulations, John Rainey, for this comment here. I remember him from when I was a kid, West Coast Avengers. Either DM me on Instagram at IamFires or email me on the email under the About section on my channel, and we'll get you verified and get those right out to you guys. It's super simple to be entered to win. Just hit the sub button, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All the winners will always be announced at the end of videos, live with my voice, just like we did here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. Thanks for checking out the video. Stick around for part 2. It's coming tomorrow. You guys have a great Thanksgiving if you're in the US. You have a great weekend if you're not. I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.